right, boys and girls. It's time for Jerry's Outdoor Show. Heard exclusively right here on AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC, the voice of Muscatine. Powered by Indian Creek Lure Company, the Sicilian Pizzeria, Mitchell Arms and Ammo, Pierce Custom Rods, Tailwater Marine, Deaf Guy Taxidermy, and RB's Outback Bait and Tackle. Like Jerry's Outdoor Show on Facebook. Jerry, our rods and reels are ready. Let's go fishing.
This is Hermit Longhorn. Hot for fishing, Jerry's Outdoor Show. Getting hot for fishing. A man needs a hobby when the wife keeps bitching. About all the broken things around the house need fixing. Friday morning is a real good time. Get all the best advice that you're ever gonna find. Jerry's Outdoor Show is number one. Getting low down. A whole lot of fun. Oh, shut up, Lester. I told you ain't getting no more of that stick bait.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, from Herbert Longhorn and Lester. He sent me, I told you that boy would send me an MP3, and by gosh, he did. I think that might be.
Wasn't that just a little more jazzed up than what he played last night?
Well, he was
trying
to play it over the phone.
Well, yeah, okay.
So he rented him some time down there at the studio to come in and get it all fixed up. Now,
because that was a little different, a flat top.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he brought Lester in with him to do that recording or whatever, but it sounded good. So look for that. Available on iTunes for $4.99. I think that sounds reasonable for a download. But anyway, hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. Joined as always is my good friend Randy Brewer, my good friend Lonnie Ford, and my good friend Tim Scott.
By golly.
And we are here on a good... Now, how did you get stuck working Good Friday?
Me?
Yeah.
Because of you.
Well, I do. Yeah, I wouldn't be here unless it was because of you. So I told him since it was you, I'd come in.
Oh man,
see there?
That's so sweet. It's giving me a toothache, boys.
Been anybody else, I wouldn't have been here. You know.
So what do you boys know in there?
Nothing. Absolutely
nothing. Is what I figured. I went out fishing last Saturday there for about an hour, and if everybody remembers back to Saturday, that is the first time I've ever fished with the sun shining brightly upon me and it's snowing at the same time.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody has enjoyed their summer out there, and what a great season it was. Now, what do we got going on? I looked at the river charts this morning. It looks like the Mississippi's going to rise a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's time for the two-man boat and some jugs, I guess, and just kind of float around back there in the floodwaters.
Well, the way it looks like to me, it looks like they're calling like Tuesday night, maybe Wednesday morning, we're going to reach about 17 feet, 8 inches.
Yeah, depending on...
Now, is that 6 inches higher? Is that 6 inches lower than your floorboards or what?
Four. I get it at 13.6 actually in the park.
You get some seep water down
in
there?
The park, yeah. But it's not bad until it gets up past 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it stays, you just get more and more.
Right.
But it doesn't get nothing wet.
So Lonnie, every time you see Randy, smack the table with his hand like he just did, I want you to reach over there and punch him in the side of the head.
We've already introduced each other.
There you go. So, Lonnie, how's the cedar? I mean, if the Mississippi's coming up, then obviously the cedar's got to be on the rise too, right?
Well, if it's coming up real slow.
Uh-huh.
I did go fishing Tuesday. We did catch 6 crappie.
Oh, yeah?
And a few of them pretty good sized and one bluegill.
Wow.
Water temperature was 47.5 degrees, so they're very lethargic yet.
That's
slow.
what it was out at Chicken Creek. It was about 50 degrees, but I was only out there for an hour. I tell you what, Saturday morning I kind of screwed around at the house a little bit. Should I go fishing? Should I not go fishing? Then the sun came out, and the sun was like 9 o'clock. I said, wow.
Yeah.
The weatherman's wrong, man. There isn't nothing coming our way. So me and Mia that's my dog, got her in the truck, got the boat loaded up, and we headed right down there to Chicken Creek. And sure enough, as you're backing in the boat, it kind of looks a little dark blue over that way. A little blue. Then it started. Like I said, we only got about an hour, so barely got my stuff wet and hauled it back home.
I did have some guys that went down to Wood Hollow Saturday.
Big Hollow?
Or Big Hollow.
Yeah.
And they did pretty good. And they come back Sunday, and they had 4 boats and 8 guys, I think, is what they was 2 in each boat. Maybe there was 3 in one boat, but they were catching some. They said they wasn't big 11 and 12s, but hey, guys, I like 12-inch crappie too.
Yeah.
Versus a 17.
Well,
I'd rather take a 13 myself.
Well, for it being March 5th?
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Yeah, count
early.
your blessings. I mean, not to get all religious and all that, being Easter weekend and stuff like that, but count your blessings, because if I go back through Facebook, 2 years ago, we still had ice.
4 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So, it is what it is, and once that water warms up, it'll be game on. And believe me, there's plenty enough in this season that we're going to be saying, oh, man, is it hot this damn early? I can't take this. Blah, blah, blah,
be dry.
But anyway, Lonnie, it was the first show, and we never got back to it. I want to get to it now since we've got time. But you were talking about Cedar River. You traipse up and down the Cedar River quite a bit.
Yes.
And you were talking about outboards.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to bring that conversation up now?
Well, I had an outboard for sale here a while back, about a year ago, and a young fella stopped in, and I'd kind of like some input on what people think the minimum size is to run on the Cedar under normal water conditions. Because, Cedar's the swiftest river in Iowa, and naturally when it gets a little high, you don't want to be out there with a smaller boat or motor. But when I grew up with my dad, he had a little 5.5 horse on a 14-foot boat, and we went everywhere we needed to go, and we went upriver, clear to Cedar Valley from Rochester.
Right.
And this fellow that wanted to buy a boat wanted to trade. He had a 15 horse, which I traded for him for a 25. Because he was under the impression from everybody he was told that you got to run at least a 25 horse on the Cedar River to get around. And I don't necessarily agree with that, and my experience tells me, that's not the case. But I was just curious on how many people out there really think, what do they really use out there on the Cedar for an outboard?
Right. So if you want to weigh in on the conversation,
when I was
give us
growing
a
up-
holler right now at 563-263-8600, and you can kind of join in on this conversation here. I didn't mean to cut you off, Randy. Go ahead.
No, that's
at
all
that
right.
point.
But yeah, when I was growing up,
Damn straight, it's all right.
easy boy. Everybody down around like G28 and that, they all had to have 40s or 50s to see who can go the fastest up that river. Well, with the bigger motor, and why they would say a 25 is because if you're going to skip across a few sandbars and chew on your water pump, that will do it. But if you're just going to go out there and use your head and fish right, then that 5 horse, 7 horse, 15 horse is fine. I've got 2 15 horses. I take it everywhere.
Well, you know what? The Cedar River out there, first of all, it changes all the time.
Yep.
And you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. I don't care if you got a 5 horse or if you got a 50 horse. You can get a lot of trouble because what might have been 14 foot last week is only 4 foot this week.
Or less.
And if you don't know that water out there, you're going to be getting into some trouble. But there's also spots out, like we talked about Rochester. You know where that park is there at Rochester? It's got the big steep boat ramp. Now, downstream it ain't so bad, but getting up and around that bridge there's a lot of water comes jetting through there, and there's, if you're a little undersized and you don't know how to navigate it, you're going to just be standing out there in slow motion. You're not going to get up. And so it's kind of like bad neighborhoods, there's probably going to be trouble there, and if you're out there enough, you know not to go that direction.
Maybe a good idea would be to get just a motor that's got trim on it because, for the Cedar and keep trimmed up most of the time, I would think, right?
Well,
then you're getting into your bigger motors.
You're getting into your bigger motors because you got it up so
right.
high. But
therein lies the problem, is that the bigger motors, bigger boats, you ever try to pull one off a sandbar in the middle of a 90-degree day?
Yeah.
And the older you get, the harder it is to get them off them sandbars.
Right. But you can get it like a 30-some horse with trim on it, right?
Right.
I mean, and that's not a real heavy motor, I guess. But
most of the guys I see out there now. You know, a lot of people are going to laugh, but I fished a cedar quite a bit. You know what size motor I use? A 55 horse trolling motor.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever needed out there.
55 horse trolling motor.
That's what I use.
Okay.
It gets me around where I need to go, and I don't go from Salisbury up to Cedar Rapids or this or that. I got certain spots I go out there. It's wake or bake. It's going to hit. They're not going to hit. Then I'm off. You know, I'm one of those type of guys.
Now, wake and bake. This is a family show. Let me just remind you.
Yeah,
so,
we just had the cooking show on before,
right,
so we tried to put it together.
Ties in.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, a lot of guys, well, you go fishing, man. I want to go fishing with you, this and that. I'm home by 9 o'clock. I'm home by 9 a.m.
Well, what time do you go out, though?
Usually about 4 or 5 in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
But by the time 9 a.m., I'm done with this, unless it's like I'm trout fishing or something else. And then I'm back home for the rest of the day, and then I head back out about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. So between 10 and 5 in the day, you're not going to see me out on the water normally.
Right.
Normally in the summertime. So I'm usually early morning or late in the afternoon. So with that, but what I say, a lot of guys that I see that I know from Wilton and Moscow and that, they've got any range from a 15 horse to up to a 30 horse out there. You know, you get up into that 40 and 50, you're just, you know, you're slicing your own throat because you're going to end up having more trouble. And how do we usually classify outboard motors? For every 10 horse is about $1,000.
Basically, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got a 50 horse, and you go over one of them logs that weren't there last week, and you rip out your lower unit. That's why you don't see a lot of fiberglass boats out on the Cedar neither. You see a lot of guys out like me with a John boat, and if it gets scratched up, it gets scratched up. You don't care. So, with that, you know, the Cedar is just such a different. The Mississippi, it basically raised and lowered, but it doesn't change that. I mean, am I right or am I wrong on that? I mean, it doesn't
Cedar and
change.
Iowa both.
Right.
You know.
Now the Iowa, I haven't done too much tooling around on except for up in Coralville up there, and they pretty much keep that. But I usually put in right below that Tailwater West and whatever that I-80 bridge is. I don't.
Yeah,
you know,
it
get
changes a
farther
lot
than
right there at Columbus Junction too, where they both come together.
that. Mm-hmm.
The Iowa looks a lot smaller going on up the other side, but when you come on out in the two, all the way down to Oakville,
Yeah.
that's quite the river too.
Okay. So what's that one place you always talk about? I keep meaning to ask you, what is Nash Cutoff? Where is that?
That's out G28.
Okay.
There's Bob's Game Farm out there by Legler's Corner.
Right.
It's just 3-4 miles on down there. The road will make a curve. There's the sawmill on the left-hand side. Old Bob Hines owns that. There's a gravel road right there that goes straight back.
Okay.
See, and that's Murray Esterbrook's island that actually goes into, except for you got around that island, there's one giddy that appears to be a small river, but it's just a chute around.
Mm-hmm.
And Murray, and he'd pick me up on Sundays, and he'd just bring a truckload of concrete bags out.
I remember you telling me this.
We'd just sit in the back of the truck and throw them out. And next week when we came, we could go a little bit further backwards, and we'd throw some more out the next week. And pretty soon we made it across. And he actually went over there and did a little bit of farming on that at one time. There was a cabin on that at one time.
Now, Murray, that's from the Esterbrook Bait Shop fame, right down there from GPC. It famously, if I remember right, when I was a kid, go down there, he had a sign on the door that said, "Keep your shirt on while I find my pants," or something like that.
But he did it. I kind of do it like he did. You call me out to the main shop, we'll get your bait. Yeah. You could go to Murray anytime. He'd get you some bait.
What was his boy? He had a boy, too, that'd be about my age.
Yeah, he's into construction now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Was it John? Or no, was his name John, too? Or I can't remember.
I can't. Yeah, I see him out and about.
Murray was the dad. I think
Right.
John was the son, maybe. I don't know.
So with that, how you doing down there at the mall? Have you got that opened up yet?
No, that gal's not going to get out of that shaved ice place and go over to Paul Revere's because inspections or something was going to take her a month and a half, and she didn't want to wait. So I'm going to have to set my tank up in the small part of it, but we'll get it now that we know which way we're going. I can get that tank in there, and probably by next weekend, I'm hoping. Because this week here, you got today,
right?
And then it's going to rain all day tomorrow, and then Sunday's supposed to be halfway decent, but then Monday or Tuesday we got 70% and another 30% rain coming.
Right.
Next week.
Why can't you just set that tank out in the parking lot? I mean, most people are honest.
Yeah.
If you just leave a bucket out there and
Just
say,
leave
hey,
a
throw in
bucket.
a couple dollars, I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll be fine. Tim, you got something you're pointing to. Do we have a text message on there?
Yeah, we got something coming in here. Let's see what it is.
And now it's time to see how the fish are biting on the bottom with our buddy Randy Brewer from RB's Outback Bait and Tackle. RB, let's do it.
Son of a bitch! Give me a drink. One more night.
That's not sticking to you yet?
Yeah, I got some of that Southern Riddle Me blues in me.
There you go.
Did you say Southern Ritalin
Riddle
blues?
me.
Or, yeah.
I had to get my tongue flipped back around.
There you go. Absolutely. Hey, we are going to slide into a commercial break, and we'll be right back with more Jerry's Outdoor Show.
Sounds good.
Don't you change that dial. We've got some more great fishing advice coming up. Actual fishing advice may not be helpful. Right here on Jerry's Outdoor Show on KWPC AM 860 and 95.1 FM.
Mitchell Arms and Ammo is your locally owned gun shop. They're a small shop with a huge inventory that puts its customers first. Owner Troy Mitchell takes his time to find the right firearm to fit your needs. Visit them online today at mitchellarms.com or like them on Facebook for special offers and start searching their thousands of accessories and firearms available. They offer online pricing and local pickup. No freight or extra fees. Just add tax and pick up at the store in a few days. Warranties honored locally too. Stop by Mitchell Arms and Ammo on Plaza Place in Muscatine.
Pierce custom rods are handcrafted of the finest materials available and designed to provide the most enjoyable fishing experience imaginable. Each rod features a perfect blend of power, action, and detail customized for the user. If you want the utmost in performance, quality, feel, and appearance from your custom rods, choose Pierce Custom Rods. Search Pierce Custom Rods and like them on Facebook or call 563-299-8645.
The place where he was born and raised.
Sounds like a place to fish or biting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experienced fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. We'll get your bait.
Is your boat not starting well or running to its fullest potential? Have Nigel at Tailwater Marine take a look and have it running tip-top again. Conveniently located on Mississippi Drive, just south of downtown Muscatine, Tailwater Marine has years of experience and the skills to keep you worry-free on the water. Tailwater also carries towables, water toys, and accessories for your fun and safety on the water. Call Tailwater Marine, 563-264-BOAT. That's 563-264-2628.
That's a spicy meatball.
The Sicilian Pizzeria in Wilton is now serving domestic and import beer plus wine that complement all the great dishes prepared by owner and our friend Gary Brown. The Sicilian brings you the taste of New York Sicilian-style pizza plus Chicago favorites like Italian beef, meatball, and many more delicious authentic sandwiches. Really hungry? Order a Chicago-style stuffed pizza. Mouth-watering good. It's the Sicilian Pizzeria, 912 West 5th Street in Wilton. Call and place your order with Gary today at 563-732-9396. Satisfy your taste buds with the Sicilian.
Are you looking for a reliable taxidermist who does superior work? Here's taxidermist Shannon Spooner telling you in sign language why he's the best around. Oh, we forgot to mention, he's deaf. Deaf Guy Taxidermy in Clinton mounts every type of game imaginable, from deer and coyotes, fish and ducks, you name it, he can mount it. Text him, please. Don't call 563-613-4411 or send him an email to deafguytaxidermy@icloud.com. Deaf Guy Taxidermy, proud sponsor of Jerry's Outdoor Show. Listen on KWPC Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Shannon wishes he could.
And now back to more Jerry's Outdoor Show. If you've missed part of this episode or any other episode, what were you thinking? Give Jerry's Outdoor Show a like on Facebook. Listen to past episodes on iTunes, Podbean, and jerry'soutdoorshow.com.
All right, and we are back. How's Buckshot doing out there?
Buckshot's out there just jumping all over the truck. He's got things rearranged, by the way.
Yeah, Grandpa brought Buckshot in, but he's a little radio shy.
He's a little. I might get him on the next commercial in here.
He might come in.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Maybe you can retell us the hail story.
Yeah,
there you go. But anyway, we got on the phone right now. We got our good friend Kent Hendricks. How you doing, Kent?
Good. How you guys doing?
Very good, as you can tell by listening to the radio this morning. What we got going on, Kent?
Well, not a lot going on fishing-wise down at Deep Lakes. Obviously, with this crazy weather, hail and storms and snow, and you know,
it's Iowa.
Wait 10 minutes to change. But coming up, we've got some things coming up this weekend. On Friday, it's going to be the trout release at Discovery Park, 10 a.m. And then Saturday, we've got our cleanup day at Deep Lakes Park. So I hope a lot of people signed up for that. Should be a good time. Get out and get it all spruced up.
Now that's next Friday or next Saturday, right?
April 2nd, yeah.
April 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So that'll be.
Well, you could go down this Saturday and clean up.
Easy.
A lot of people appreciate that.
I was ahead of myself. I was already in the next week already.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. I would caution everybody that goes down just to watch your footing because of the rising water. I just stepped in a couple of good sinkholes last weekend down there fishing, so just kind of watch where you're going.
Didn't have a paddle tail try to take your toe off?
No.
Ken, I got a question for you on down there at Deep Lakes. Do you? It's always thought that when the river comes up, that those go up at the same time.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a couple of spots where, when I was fishing back in December, there was little islands, and then they're completely submerged now. So it does come up, and that creates kind of loose some soft sand underneath too.
Because it was always said the river feeds those, and it's filtered through so many, I don't know how many feet of sand, but quite a lot of sand.
Yeah.
Well, for me,
it's ground level.
Well,
groundwater.
Anybody that can attest has lived down in Fruitland. Now, I lived down in Fruitland for 3 years, and we didn't have big fancy wells. All we had was a sand point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that water sand is the most natural filter that you can get.
Sure.
And that's why they're so crystal clear down there, is because that sand takes it. I mean, we were drinking that water for years, and there ain't nothing wrong with none of us.
Right. Just a slight limp here and there.
Just a slight limp, but no, that's what it does. And so when that water rises.
In the fish I've caught, they've all been very healthy. You know, it's just, like you said, really filtered, really clean, no farm runoff or anything.
Well, probably healthier than the river.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
by many, many times.
By a long shot, but now we opened it up to swimming, so ooh.
Yeah.
But anyway, did we get to the information on the trout? Kent?
On the trout?
Yeah, we're doing a trout release, right?
That's what he said, next Friday.
Next Friday?
Friday.
Yeah.
At Discovery Park. And, of course, you got to have your trout stamps and all that. But that's the DNR's putting that on. And they got a link on the county conservation page. If anyone wants to give them a call, they have a phone number and everything there. So that'll be a good time, too.
All right. Awesome possum. I appreciate you taking your time. Oh, by the way, Ken, I forgot to say this. You know, our general manager out here, well, you may not know this, but he's a drummer, too.
Oh,
and he's got the drums of gold to bet against your soul that he thinks he's better than you. I'm kidding. No, actually, Jamie Hopkins out here, who is our general manager out here at the station, is actually a drummer, and he plays for a lot of bands. and he was saying something after the show last week. He goes, "You ever meet Kent?" I said, "No, I really haven't met him personally. You know, we've conversed back and forth on the phone and Facebook, but." Jamie said, he goes, I tell you what, you're doing a gig or
up
jamming
in his
something.
attic. I think it was up in his attic.
Yeah, he was up there jamming or something. You stopped by and you wanted to sit down on the drums, and he said, dude, you just smoked them. and that's a pretty big compliment coming from Jamie, because he plays for like 30 or 40 bands. So that's pretty awesome. So maybe we have to bring you in here and you can pound out some here on the drum set. I'll get you together with Hermit Longhorn there, and you guys can make me another song.
Yeah, have a good old-fashioned drum battle or something like that with Jamie. That'd be fun.
There we go. But, hey, I appreciate your time.
Radio, but it'll be noisy, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kent. Appreciate it.
All right, Kent.
Yep. No, that was pretty cool that Jamie said that. And I know Jamie is an impressive drummer, and he plays with a lot of bands. So if he's
he said this guy doesn't look like he could hit a tree with a drumstick.
I don't know about that. I didn't
he got up there and went nuts.
So.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we're going to move on to the next one, because we got a lot of people to get on here this morning. Our good old buddy Travis Loving is back on. Are you there, Travis?
I'm here, Jerry.
How you doing this morning, Slick?
Hey, we're doing good. We're doing great today. Got a day off work and been out doing some running around and just, enjoying the day.
All right.
Travis.
If everybody remembers Travis from the last few seasons, he's pretty much our go-to bass guy here. What have you been up to, Travis?
Well, lately, just a lot of thinking about fishing, more than going, but have been able to get a few trips in. Me and the boy had a little trip down to the pond the other day, got some nice bluegills, and for him, he's been wanting to go bobber fishing, so we went down there and did that. And
you got the patience for that?
What's that?
You got the patience for bobbers?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think that ever happened.
Oh, yeah. No, that's kind of what my...
Kids love it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I, just like anybody else, that's kind of where I, came from when it comes to fishing. And I actually kind of enjoyed it. Actually, honestly, this year I've caught more bluegills than I've caught bass so far, so...
Yeah, but the bass that you have caught, because I saw Saturday, or was it Sunday, you posted a pretty nice picture of a pretty healthy bass there.
Yep, managed to catch a few. I haven't got much slime on the boat yet. It's kind of been the river we had ice on that thing for quite a while there, and it kind of hung on. And the river, just when the warm stretch we had come up, it just wasn't quite the right time. We went out and on one Saturday morning, I think, and kind of in between rain showers, just kind of got the dust off of everything and managed a couple bites, but nothing too spectacular. So it was still early yet.
Right.
Still early yet. So
what are your plans this season? You got a lot of tournaments lined up or doped out?
Well, actually, this year I kind of got it in my head. I'm going to kind of pull back the reins a little bit from the last few years. The Hot Rods Bass Series that we've taken the team title back-to-back last 2 years. As of right now, we're going to kind of step away from that for this year. They raised the entry fees a little bit on that deal, and they got some tournaments that'll a little farther away. I ran the numbers. It'd be just over 800 miles and just travel alone to fish all three of those tournaments, and then overnight hotel stays.
Right.
Moved one of the tournaments to a Saturday, which would, obviously you want to get a practice day in ahead. Have to have a vacation day from work. And my partner from last year, he's going to be having another child here this summer, and just wasn't going to quite make it work. So I'm probably not going to step away from that this year, and probably stay a little bit closer to home. Some of the stuff with probably going to jump in with the Muscatine Bass Masters. They got some open tournaments. The club there, they got some open tournaments on some of the lakes closer to here. I'm probably going to jump in on some of those. And really this year, I just kind of want to take some time and just take some fun fishing trips, maybe go up north to Prairie du Chien in that area, and just some fun fishing trips where you just kind of alleviate the stress of having a tournament, the day that you're there, just kind of go up and enjoy it and not have to come back in when the fish are biting. That's one of the things in the last few tournaments we've always left fish biting, and because you got to be back at a certain time. So
yeah, and you know what? That's pretty understandable. I got a wife too, and when she says stuff,
I knew you was going to bring that up.
But anyway, we got Travis on here, and he'll be in the hunt. Believe me, boys. He ain't giving up on bass fishing anytime soon. In fact, why we got you on here this morning, Travis, is we want you to speak a little bit about targeting these bass in pre-spawn conditions like we have right now. You know, it's early spring. Everybody's getting their itch on. If you're on Facebook, you can see everybody going. They're posting real happy stuff in the morning. But in the afternoon, what they post ain't as exuberant as it was in the morning. Wouldn't you say, Travis?
Sure. Yeah, I see that a lot. People, they're excited to go fishing, and then that usually doesn't pan out very well.
Right.
You know, up here in Iowa, you know, obviously we get ice cover and things like that. A lot of these, you know, guys that get the fishing magazines, read those and watch videos, a lot of times when people talk about winter fishing or early spring fishing, they're talking about water temperatures that are what we haven't yet to see. You know, they're down south where the lakes aren't covered in ice ever. Their cold water is 50 degrees. Well, that's like good for us. And so you read a lot of these articles, and I think a lot, you know, it's, you know, just like anybody, you get a nice day, you want to go fishing, but a lot of times I think, you know, if that water's below 45 degrees, I mean, the cards are stacked against you. And me personally, I like to pick those times where there's been a warming trend, say 2 to 3 days. And usually that third day, you know, if we had a few good days strung together, and I know that's tough, but especially in Iowa, but those are usually the days I look for to go. And those are the days where I've had my best luck. I tell you what, pre-spawn fishing that's the best time of the year for you to catch a big fish and a lot of big fish. I mean, the fish are they're thicker, they're healthier, they haven't spawned out yet. Some of my best memories of best days in terms of big fish have came pre-spawn. One of my fondest memories bass fishing was a couple years ago at Lake Belvedere. Me and my fishing partner Todd Holliday, we put together a 22.5-pound limit for fish up there for a tournament. And Todd actually caught one that was pushing 7 pounds. I think that to this day was his personal best fish. But you know, you basically got to change up your tactics. The water's cold, the fish are lethargic. You know, when it comes to baits and that, I find, you know, you can kind of catch these fish on the same type of baits you'd usually fish. You just got to fish them differently. You got to fish them a lot slower. The bite's different. You know, you don't, in the summertime, if you're throwing a jig, those fish crush it. You know, they hit it, you feel that line, you feel that bite. A lot of times in the pre-spawn, the water's still cold. That fish is just going to kind of come up and he's just going to suck that bait in and him swim off with it. So you really got to pay attention to what you're doing because that bite's different. These fish they're slow, lethargic compared to when the waters are 70, 80 degrees. So you just got to kind of change your tactics. But on the river, usually when the water starts warming closer to the, mid 50s to 60s, those fish are going to start looking and seeking out those hard bottom areas, your sand, your gravel, things like that, because that's where they want to spawn.
And there's something, not to interrupt you, but there's something I read a while back that a bass's eyesight is 5 times sharper or keener in cold water than it is in warm water.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, bass are, they're cold-blooded creatures. I mean, their metabolism is based on what the water temperature is, and they change. And down at Deep Lakes Park, I know in places like that where you'll see them bass bed, they'll bed a lot deeper. They're going to start spawn. They're going to spawn a lot deeper than they will like in place like a river system or a man-made lake or what have you. That's another thing to think about too. As this pre-spawn time kind of progresses, these fish, they'll move kind of from their wintering areas. They'll start to kind of get shallow, but they're still not going to venture very far from those deep areas. They're going to, kind of pull up on days where there's a little bit of warmth in the air, some wind. And that's another thing in pre-spawn, too. I know a lot of people hate fishing in the wind. It's just, I don't want to get out. It's windy. Pre-spawn, wind is your friend. That wind blows a lot of the plankton and stuff shallow, and the bluegill and the bait fish go after it and then bask it up there and feed. You want to try to target those wind-blown areas as well. That's going to be a huge factor for people. I know it sucks to be out there, but
yeah,
the wind is your friend pre-spawn for sure.
So typically, where are these spots going to be that bass like to spawn in? I mean, like crappies are up shallow in the rocks and stuff like that. Are bass the same way, or are they a little bit more particular on where they spawn at?
Yeah, sure. I think bass, like I said, they're wanting to be in a hard bottom area, more like a sandy or a gravel type of bottom composition. They're not going to spawn in the mud and the muck and in the rocks like the riprap and such.
Right.
They're going to want to kind of be up towards the sandy areas, and that so they can fan their beds and get down to a good solid bottom where the females can come in and lay their eggs. But so that's a big thing. Once the fish are getting closer to spawn, within what I call pre-spawn is like now, but then your pre-spawn is like within where those fish are up shallow. They're starting to, the males are starting to make the beds. The females are right so close by. You want to pay special attention to those hard bottom areas. On the river, like places down Big Timber and the backwaters of the river. You'll have areas where it's just muck, silt, mud, and then they'll transition to those sandy areas. And a lot of times you want to target those areas because usually in the river you're not going to see them. You're not going to see those beds. Where a place like Deep Lakes or Belvedere, where the water's deeper, you can see those fish on beds. You look for the nice, the circles where they've, cleared an area out. You can see those beds and you can sight fish them. But on the river, you're just kind of blind casting.
Right. Well, awesome possum. Travis has always got a lot of useful information when it comes to bass. I think I even hooked you up with a guy from Cedar Rapids on Facebook. So go find my good friend Travis Loving on Facebook. He can really help you guys out around here. He knows a lot when it comes to the world of bass. And as always, we're glad to have you on here for another season, Travis. Give us a holler whenever you want to chime in, and we always look forward to it and welcome it.
Yeah, it looks great for this year, Jerry. Looks like you guys got a good thing going this year with your show. You're growing. You got an awesome list of sponsors put together this year. That's great.
Well, thank you.
Great,
I'm proud of you, Travis.
Great for business. Great for all that stuff. So
yeah,
I'm gonna hopefully in the next week or two. I got some issues with my hydraulic steering. I need to get down to Nigel down there at Tailwater and have him work on it. I looking at Facebook the other day. It looks like he's on vacation down in sunny Florida. So
yeah, I saw that. Hopefully
he gets back here soon because not having some issues with hydraulic steering in a bass boat is a recipe for disaster. So
absolutely,
not want to mess with. So, but thanks for having me on. And,
all right, we look forward to talking to you many times in the season, dude.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you, Travis. So yeah, with him mentioning that about our sponsors, let's go hear those list of sponsors right now as we take a commercial break.
I've spent 1,000 miles. Don't you change that dial. We've got some more great fishing advice coming up. Actual fishing advice may not be helpful. Right here on Jerry's Outdoor Show on KWPC AM 860 and 95.1 FM.
Mitchell Arms and Ammo is your locally owned gun shop. They're a small shop with a huge inventory that puts its customers first. Owner Troy Mitchell takes his time to find the right firearm to fit your needs. Visit them online today at mitchellarms.com or like them on Facebook for special offers and start searching their thousands of accessories and firearms available. They offer online pricing and local pickup. No freight or extra fees. Just add tax and pick up at the store in a few days. Warranties honored locally too. Stop by Mitchell Arms and Ammo on Plaza Place in Muscatine.
Pierce custom rods are handcrafted of the finest materials available and designed to provide the most enjoyable fishing experience imaginable. Each rod features a perfect blend of power, action, and detail customized for the user. If you want the utmost in performance, quality, feel, and appearance from your custom rods, choose Pierce Custom Rods. Search Pierce Custom Rods and like them on Facebook or call 563-299-8645.
The place where he was born and raised.
Sounds like a place to fish or baiting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experienced fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. sucker. We'll get your bait.
Is your boat not starting well or running to its fullest potential? Have Nigel at Tailwater Marine take a look and have it running tip-top again. Conveniently located on Mississippi Drive, just south of downtown Muscatine, Tailwater Marine has years of experience and the skills to keep you worry-free on the water. Tailwater also carries towables, water toys, and accessories for your fun and safety on the water. Call Tailwater Marine, 563-264-BOAT. That's 563-264-2628.
That's a spicy meatball.
The Sicilian Pizzeria in Wilton is now serving domestic and import beer plus wine that complement all the great dishes prepared by owner and our friend Gary Brown. The Sicilian brings you the taste of New York Sicilian-style pizza plus Chicago favorites like Italian beef, meatball, and many more delicious authentic sandwiches. Really hungry? Order a Chicago-style stuffed pizza. Mouth-watering good. It's the Sicilian Pizzeria, 912 West 5th Street in Wilton. Call and place your order with Gary today at 563-732-9396. Satisfy your taste buds with the Sicilian.
Are you looking for a reliable taxidermist who does superior work? Here's taxidermist Shannon Spooner telling you in sign language why he's the best around. Oh, we forgot to mention, he's deaf. Deaf Guy Taxidermy in Clinton mounts every type of game imaginable, from deer and coyotes, fish and ducks, you name it, he can mount it. Text him, please. Don't call 563-613-4411 or send him an email to deafguytaxidermy@icloud.com. Deaf Guy Taxidermy, proud sponsor of Jerry's Outdoor Show. Listen on KWPC Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Shannon wishes he could.
And now back to more Jerry's Outdoor Show. If you've missed part of this episode or any other episode, what were you thinking? Give Jerry's Outdoor Show a like on Facebook. Listen to past episodes on iTunes, Podbean, and jerry'soutdoorshow.com.
Hey, and we are back on Jerry's Outdoor Show. And you say we got a phone call there, Tim?
Yes, we do.
All right. Hey,
Jerry.
hey, what's up, Slick?
This is Al. How you doing today?
Well, how you doing, Al?
I'm doing fine, Yeah. Hey, did you say Randy's moving his bait shop? I missed the end of that deal.
He's actually opening up another one. He's
yeah?
Yeah, he's making a convenience place there. He's not going to carry everything that he's got down in his big shop, but he is carrying convenience at the Western Mall, and I'll let Randy just go ahead and fill you in.
Yeah,
one other thing I was going to tell you, they're stocking trout tomorrow up to Iowa City at Terry Two Blood too.
Okay.
Well, that's tomorrow.
We've been catching a lot of trout up there the last month. Real good, even some nice crappies and some nice bluegills and even some nice big old carp.
There you go.
Yeah.
But Randy, go ahead and tell Al.
Yeah, the big shop's always going to stay there at the house. That's pretty much 24/7. If you need bait, you come down there. And you know, I don't care if it's 10 o'clock or 5 in the morning. You know, as long as you're not making it a habit. But
I don't get up there.
That's a good business point.
But then again, the one down there at the Western Mall, it's going to be there where Mills had it. I tried to get the other half for a little more room.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot of room there. But I'll have the rosy reds, big and small. I'll have the black, big and small. And then your worms. If anybody needs any green gills or salamanders or crawdads or any of that kind of stuff, they'll just have to give me a call. I'll bring it into that shop or go on out to the
but that's
other
all right. Reds and worms and that's the main bait anyway.
Yep.
So,
I take them with me every time.
Yep.
All right.
You been catching any fish?
Of course I have.
Yeah.
You can't have an outdoor show without catching
a few
fish.
farm pond fish and a few trout, but I haven't done any good down at the pits, but I still keep trying every once in a while.
Yeah, well, you know what? It was a pretty good winter down there.
Yeah,
I got
some earlier in March, but early March, but I haven't done any good here in the last couple 3 weeks at all.
Well, how you liking that dock they put in down there?
Oh, I love that thing. That's good for us old crippled people.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
The only problem with it is when I move, it moves, and if it moves the wrong way I move, sometimes I look like I'm drunk.
Sometimes
we are.
yeah. Sometimes they accuse me of it, but I don't do much of that anymore. Them days are about all gone.
So you gonna go down there and help clean up there on the second?
I'd have to sit in the back of a pickup and hold the bag or something.
I got a pickup, and they'll supply the bag.
Then you can take me back around where the good fishing holes are.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I just want to let you know I'm still alive and glad to hear you again.
All right. Well, thank you, Al, for listening.
Yep. Take
Thank
care,
you, Al.
buddy. Happy Easter.
All right,
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
beans.
right.
That's our good buddy Al. You've ever met Al yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he'll be down there because you're about getting to
Yeah.
be the only game in town, aren't you?
Just a worm here and there.
At your new place, RB, are you going to have them girly calendars on the wall? I kind of like them.
I've got one.
Do you?
She's holding a 60 and a 40-pound flathead.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's your wife, isn't
that's
it?
That's actually my niece's niece, boys.
Oh.
Your niece's boy.
No, my niece's nieces. You boys.
Okay. Well, we'll have to check into that. Unfortunately, Kyle, if you're listening, we kind of ran out of time on you this morning. I was going to have my good buddy Kyle Robinson from Indian Creek Lure Company, but we're starting to run out of time here a little bit, and I want to make sure I got plenty of time for you, so we're going to push your interview till next week, and it'll be a good one. And now the phone's ringing. We got a lot of phone calls to get to today. Hey, You're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. Who is this?
Hello.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, Hermit. How you doing, buddy?
This the Outdoor Show?
This is the Outdoor Show.
This is Hermit.
What'd you think?
Hermit Longhorn.
What did you think of your song this morning?
Well, Lester loves it, and if Lester loves it, then Hermit's fine with it, too.
A love between a man and a mule. You know something about that, don't you, Brewer?
You can't get between nothing
Well,
like that.
I don't know, mules and asses, they're all, do they both four hooves and all that?
Well,
I'm just trying to learn, you know. I know what a Shetland is and what a horse is.
Why do you always have to go for words that are so close to other words?
Because do you know anything about 2, 4? What's the next one?
6.
That'll be today because I'm going to make her.
Now, you fellas got to help me with something.
What's that, Hermit? We're all about helping people.
Lester ate the stink bait.
What?
He just loves it.
He loves stink bait?
Well, I got real problems around here now.
Well, what's that?
Well, it's bad enough out of the jar, but when it comes out Lester's backside, it's dang nuclear.
Oh, no.
Now, what am I supposed to do with the stink bait? That fool was on that fool was on fire.
You ever tried fishing with that out of the backside there? You might be onto something there.
I had to take Lester down to the slough so he could cool down.
Right.
Now, he's dropping bombs, stinking up my trailer and my truck.
I think that's what they call a dirty bomb, isn't it? I saw that on the news.
Well, it ain't clean, that's for sure. Now,
by God.
You fellas got some kind of stink bait neutralizer or spray I could use?
Well, I'm not really a big cat fisherman, man, but maybe Randy knows something about it. You got anything to neutralize it? What washes the smell of stink bait off?
Nothing.
There's got to be something. We went out to Walmart, but they didn't have nothing, and Lester got us kicked out on account of his flatulence.
Wait a second. You took your mule out to the Walmart?
It was my legal right, being my hearing ear mule.
being your what?
My hearing ear mule.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, like a seeing-eye dog. So
seeing-eye dog. That's right.
So Lester is a service mule, is what you're saying.
Lester's all about service. Except about this issue is not really servicing Hermit very well. Now, I do need some kind of neutralizer or spray, and I was hoping maybe you fellas or one of your listeners could help a fella out.
In the kitchen there where you got your vodka and then your tomato juice right next to it. Try mixing that together. Try to have a drink of it and then try to scrub it up with the other part of it.
I try to wait till the afternoons for that kind of thing.
I didn't know Hermit was a DJ too. You have vodka right on hand. No, I'm sorry. Maybe we can have somebody call in, but I have never heard anybody with this affliction before.
Well, I don't know what to do. Lester's he's begging me for more stink bait. All he's been doing is complaining all morning because he ate the last batch yesterday. So got to go out and get some more, but I just can't stand the smell of my trailer and my truck. I can't do nothing. It freezes me. I'm feeling like I'm helpless here.
Why don't you just leave Lester outside for the time being there, to kind of let nature take its course?
He gets lonely.
I'm telling you, I think that might be good flathead bait right there. You might catch a big flathead with some of that.
Yeah.
Well, take some of your empty jars and kind of
anything until I get some kind of solution to this problem here.
Well, I wish I could really help you out. I think I knew pretty much a lot about fishing, but I've never heard this problem before. What kind of stink bait was it? Was it the blood formula, the regular formula, the cheese formula? Does he have a preference or what?
No, he just likes the stink formula.
The stink part of it.
Well, maybe it's kind of like a hangover cure. You drink the next morning to get rid of the hangover. Maybe you got to consider washing your hands in a fresh tub.
Here you go. How about that, Hermit?
Is there a brand of stink bait that don't smell so bad?
If there is, I haven't came across it. I don't know. What they used to do is they'd mix cattails in it. Maybe give old Lester a bunch of cattails to eat. Maybe that'll make it a little bit more solid.
Doc Massey used to put cattails in his.
Yeah,
down there in South End. Yeah,
a lot of guys will do that.
Well, that's where the grass comes in that your mill's eating. That puts that roughage in there.
There you go.
I think you need to do what Jerry says. Just take some of it fishing. You might have a gold mine.
Out at Unity and see if they have something for Lester.
Unity? I don't know if Unity will have anything for that.
I'm fitting to take him to emergency care, I suppose.
Well, good luck with that. I don't know that it'll actually hurt him. Like you said, it probably does. It's more bad on you than it is on him.
I think you ought to take him back down there to the slough and do some more sitz bass down there.
My eyes are watering so bad I can't even see.
By God.
There you go.
Well, I thank you fellas for your help once again.
All right. Thank you, Hermit. That song was extra good you played for us this morning.
You're all welcome. It's a pleasure to be a sponsor of your show. I'm glad we came to an agreement.
I appreciate it too, Hermit. Thank you, my friend.
All right.
Good luck with Lester there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there you go, boys. That's a good question. What stink bait? I've come across some foul smelling stink bait out there, but what is the least offensive stink bait that's out there?
Can
anybody think
about
any?
that?
I can't. I know when you leave it out in the sun,
she's ripened.
Yeah.
It's kind of like coming across a trash can that somebody just changed a newborn baby's diaper.
Make your eyes water.
A little bit, but catfish love it. Catfish love it. Now, it's a little too early to be using stink bait in it.
They don't like what's in little baby diapers either. Don't lead them astray on us.
So, speaking of that, which everybody knows out there that's a cat fisherman out there, is sunnies gets real hard to come by here, usually by July. So how are you setting on sunnies this year, Randy?
I've got plenty. But then again, I did like last year. I stocked up, and I thought I overstocked. And believe it or not, August, September, I was totally out of the big tubs.
Yeah.
And I popped out cases of the big tubs when nobody else even had any big tubs.
Right.
But you got to buy that stuff ahead of time, and that puts a pretty good dent in you.
Yeah, it does.
Four buckets in a case, so
yeah. Oh yeah. I remember well from being back.
I know
in the business. Yeah,
we're swamping back and forth there a few times trying to keep up with it.
Well, the thing is, the way they have it set up, they want you to buy a bunch
at one time
in October.
Right.
So you're sitting on that. You're talking a $2,000 to $3,000 investment.
Right.
You're sitting on that all the way till May.
Right.
When it
At
starts to
May.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when it moves, baby, it moves.
Oh yeah.
Now, for a lot of us out there, we're not flush with that Randy Brewer gold medal go screw you money like he had.
By God.
Did you say a cuss word?
Go screw you money?
That to me is dirty.
Well,
I think you're right, Randy.
Especially when it was directed.
I think you're right.
Well, that's a good thing about the radio because they can't see all the sign gestures
look
that
over your
we're
shoulder.
giving. That's TV. That's different. And speaking of that, if you haven't had a chance, go to MuscatineTVchannel.com, and you get to see these shows that we're doing in here. They're recorded in live and living color, and I guess they're quite popular.
Oh, I don't know how.
I will tag Randy, and I'll tag everybody else in your family, and we'll get her done.
Whatever happened to that one old girl that was
You can't tag this.
doing some time that wanted Brewer's phone number? Did she ever call you? Or
I think I had a few phone calls that they wanted me to pay for the other end.
Okay,
so I just didn't accept them.
I see.
Nah,
You mean collect calls?
Yeah.
I just hand that to them.
Or as we say down at the bottoms, pay for the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them pay for the other end calls. Maybe he was drifting back to Lester there for a little bit.
No,
So,
ain't
any
gonna
final words on this Easter weekend? What do you got going on, Lonnie, this weekend?
Well,
Not helping your boy move or anything like that? That's
no,
all
we got a
deal.
competition shoot this weekend.
Oh, yeah? Where's that at?
Down at Shooting Stars.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna go down there right after I'm done here this morning.
Uh-huh.
And then on a caveat on the side of that catfish bait, I did find a location last year in Ankeny, Iowa, that has that stuff most generally all summer long.
Uh-huh.
And so I'll just keep that in mind if you ever. I'm up there a couple of times a week sometimes, and at least weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Between the wife and I, she works in Ankeny, and we're up there all the time. So,
Right. That's awesome. How about you, Randy? What's your Easter plans?
Yeah, the river's coming up.
Yeah.
I got trees to cut, floors to lay. I think I'll be busy trying to get the bait shop open down there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do all that this
I
weekend.
don't need to do that other stuff.
That's right. That's where we're going. Oh, yeah. You
Not
need
on
to.
Saturday and Sunday.
My wife's back in town now.
Oh, I can tell. You're acting a lot better.
Right. My wife's back in town, so she wants to talk to you about a couple more brooders.
Yeah.
So,
Get
or
her
breeders
fired
or
up.
whatever you want to call that. Tim, what's your Easter plans look like?
I got a couple family things. We're doing Easter at Mom's tomorrow, and then we're doing Easter out to Becky's dad's Sunday. So have some good meals and get to see family, and thankful for all that.
There you go.
Is that Dick Lindell's going to be around?
Yep, Dickie will be there tomorrow.
You want to do me one favor?
Yes, sir.
Just paint up an egg.
Yeah.
I didn't say boil it. I
Okay.
said paint one up
Okay.
and hand it to him real hard.
I could do that.
Just not on his forehead, just in his hand.
Okay, I could do
And
that.
if he says anything, say, I got to deal with that brewer on Fridays. I don't know what come over me. Just blame it all on me.
As soon as I say Brewer,
Yeah,
he'll know what
just
happened.
blame it on
Yeah.
me.
Okay, I can
Then
do
I'll
that.
know where to hide from him, see.
He's a pretty good boy. I wouldn't
Yeah.
let him date my mom if he wasn't.
Oh, wait a minute. I think Mom's going to do what Mom's going to do.
Well,
Irregardless of what Timmy Boy
no,
has to say.
I'm the oldest one, so I kind of steer her in the right direction,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
That ain't what I hear from her, but we'll let you
Okay,
have your
all
time
right.
on the radio.
Well, I think that's about as good as time to any to drop this. We threw poor Tim's mom under the bus and her nice gentleman that she's seeing. So with that, we spread the love on Jerry's Outdoor Show, and we'll see y'all next week. Happy Easter, everybody. I'm going to try to find the eggs we couldn't find last year. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see ya.
You've been listening to Jerry's Outdoor Show. Special thanks to Indian Creek Lure Company, the Sicilian Pizzeria Wilton, Mitchell Arms and Ammo, Pierce Custom Rods, Tailwater Marine, Deaf Guy Taxidermy, and RB's Outback Bait and Tackle. Tune in every Friday morning at 10 a.m. right here on AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC, the voice of Muscatine.
Well, I love her, but I love to fish. I spend all day out on this lake, and hell is all I can.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle.
Broadcasting live from the Muscatine Hy-Vee Studios. KWPC Muscatine, AM 860, K236CF, Muscatine, FM 95.1.